At a total weight of 427 pounds, from Lexington, Tennessee, Eddie Gilbert, and from Union City, Tennessee, Coco Ware. On the left of your screen, with their manager Jimmy Kent from Tombstone Territory. At 529 pounds, the Bounty Hunters, Jerry and David Novak. This match to the expiration of time, referee Paul Morton.
Jerry, off come the Jackets up there. By the way, did you see earlier that your old belt, the AWA Southern Heavyweight Championship, regained by Handstone Jimmy?
I saw that, Lance, and I'm glad to see that you finally realized that that was once and always will be my belt. And I plan on getting it back, and I hope Handsome Jimmy still got it when I get around time to facing him, because I'd like nothing better than to whip his behind and take my belt back from him.
Okay. All right, Coco Ware in with David Novak. David, the older of the two brothers, Jerry and David Novak. Boy, they are big. I remembered them as big, but not that big. They have really bulked up.
Especially this Jerry here on the outside.
But let me tell you, I love this team they're going against today. Eddie Gilbert and Coco, a couple of really fine young wrestlers. Big shoulder from Eddie. That is Jerry coming into the ring at the moment. The Bounty Hunters, Jimmy Kent. I would remind the wrestling fans, if they need any reminding, these guys were wrestling up in Canada. Jimmy Kent found them up there, brought them down here. They were an obscure team. The honest fact of it, nobody knew anything about them. It was Kent leading them that took them right to the Southern Tag Team Championship belt. And they held those belts for quite some time. Beautiful.
Well, you know, you talk about how big they are, and then, like you said, once again, there's an impressive team of Eddie Gilbert and Coco Ware. Always the size, you know, the size is not always that important in the sport of wrestling. Just like a guy like Joe LeDuc, everybody talks about how big and how strong he is.
He is big.
Well, you know, these Bounty Hunters are big, too, but you've got a guy over there, Eddie Gilbert, who's fast. And he's the boy's smart, let's face it. You know, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and if you can think and keep your mind straight and stay one jump ahead of a big man, you can beat him every time.
Well, you're hearing it from the master of thinking in the ring. I have said that behind your back, to your face, and everything else. Lawler probably one of the thinkingest and smartest wrestlers that ever got in there. Eddie Gilbert getting that experience, Coco the same way, and it takes experience along with being able to use that brain to bring it all to culmination for a fine wrestler.
Well, that's true. You know, a lot of times with the big guys like these Bounty Hunters here, or like, once again, I bring it up, like with Joe LeDuc, their main asset is the fact their size and their strength is that they can take a lot of punishment, right? Well, the object in the wrestling and the way to be successful is to take as little punishment as you possibly can. That's the man that comes out the winner, the man who gets hurt the least. Just because you're big and can take all that abuse, it's going to eventually mount up. Look at these guys right now.
Coco put David down in the front row with that forearm off the apron. He's in. But Jerry Novak stops him cold. The biggest of the two Bounty Hunters tags out. To David. Jimmy Kent up there saying, beat, beat. This is their return debut on Championship Wrestling. Kent worried at the moment about how impressive they're looking. Uh-oh. Coco maybe a little over-anxious, Jerry.
Well, you know, it's easy to get that way. Everybody is wanting to win this match. Like you said, it's the first time back on wrestling for the Bounty Hunters in quite a while, and naturally, they don't want to start out their return with a loss. And Eddie Gilbert's been out for quite a while with a broken foot. It's his first time back. He wants to get a win. Look at this. Sunset flip. Get the referee around. Get the ref.
Kent sneaks up in the ring while the referee's trying to break up Jerry and Eddie Gilbert. They're still fighting. And that's going to be it. Yep. The winners of the first ball, the Bounty Hunters and Jimmy Kent. And don't forget, I said that it was Kent who guided him to that championship. He hadn't lost any of his ability to scramble around in there. So the Bounty Hunters, first ball, we got plenty of time left, so that's not it by a long shot. We were talking about Joe LeDuc a little bit ago, Jerry, and you said the guy's a nut. There is no question about it, in my own mind, that he is not only possessed, he is, in fact, a little short in the deck upstairs in there. A couple of years ago, you probably remember the incident in there. He did something